Bend the knee! Valamogolas, everybody. This is Don Willie back again for another edition of Game of Thrones Season 6. Will it happen in the books? And for this one, I'm going to be talking about episode number 7, The Broken Man. So, before I get into the stuff that I'm going to address, let me just get out the way what I'm not going to be talking about for this particular one. And that is the siege at River Run. This already happened in the books, and we already know what most of the outcome is, so no need to actually go into that, but I do want to say it was a great scene. Great scene, very faithfully adapted from the books. I am also not going to be talking about the Iron Islands because Theon and Yara, who is Asha in the books, are totally in a different situation, so no need to bring this into it. It just doesn't make any sense. First up, we are going to go to Bravos and talk about the Aria scene. Now, many people have pointed out that this one was a little weird, and even when I was watching it, I was wondering whether or not it was a dream sequence because it just didn't seem like something that should have happened the way it did, especially because Arya looked like she was prepared for war the last time we saw her. So to see her leisurely strolling through the streets of Bravos and then offering money for passage back to Westeros seemed a little out of character, and who knows, maybe we might get something different out of this, but I am not exactly sure. But as Arya is taking one last longing look at the Titan of Bravos, she is attacked by an old woman who turns out to be dun 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 the waif. And Arya winds up jumping off of a bridge, which wasn't a very high bridge, but she jumps into the water, and the waif presumes that she is dead. Arya later resurfaces in another part of Bravos and is staggering through the streets, bleeding out and looking like anybody could be there to finish her off. She is not sure exactly who is a faceless man at this point. So, the question for this one is, will Arya have to fake her own death in order to escape the faceless men? And for this one, I am going to say yes. I think that in order for her to escape the faceless men once and for all, after an attack somewhere in Bravos for failing to complete her mission of killing someone who's part of that acting troupe, she will have to fake her death in order for the faceless men to leave her alone, at least for a little while. I know, people have so many questions about this whole particular scene with Arya, and I have questions myself. And you know what? I might do a video about this a little later because I think I may have some tinfoil that I can wrap around this situation. And you know how much I love tinfoil. But that being said, let's move along to our next region. And that is King's Landing. So we see the High Sparrow talking with Marjorie, and he asked about how come she is not having sex with her husband. He informs her that, hey, you know what, it is your duty to the realm to have an heir with him because, you know what, we need to make sure that the entirety of the royal family for generations to come is under the light of the faith. She informs him that she has not had a desire to sleep with her husband ever since her ordeal at the hands of the faith, and the High Sparrow, like the dick that he is like, yeah, listen, I don't care what you desire. go have sex with your husband and pop out a kid because I want him under my control. And then after this, he decides to say, hey, you know what? Your grandmother, yeah, that lady right there, the Queen of Thorns, she's a sinner, an unrepentant sinner, and, look, you're gonna have to talk some sense into her because if you do not, I fear for her safety. Making a veiled threat that, hey, you know what, she's gonna have to either get with the program, get out the city, or she will be done for. And so there are two questions that come from this particular scene. And that is, for one, will the High Sparrow make a veiled threat against Marjorie that she needs to have an heir with the king, else suffer repercussions? And for this one, I'm going to say no, because for one, Tommen is only 8 in the books, and, yeah, I just don't see the High Sparrow sitting up there wagging his finger at her about you need to go ahead and make a kid and do it for the faith, because it is going to be a few years before Tommen is able to help fulfill that end of the bargain for this whole deal to work. So, yeah, nah, not happening. And now the second question for this one is, will the High Sparrow threaten Marjorie's family, namely either her father or the Queen of Thorns, with leaving the city or else something bad happening to them? And for this one, I'm also going to say no. Mace Tyrell right now is the hand of the king, sitting on a small council, and Olenna Tyrell is not really even in King's Landing. So, no need to actually threaten someone who's not there. And look, we all know that Mace Tyrell is an idiot, so it would actually be beneath the High Sparrow to threaten this guy because, yeah, he is such an idiot. So, yeah, no for that one. But staying in King's Landing, we've got the next scene, which is Cersei and Olenna Tyrell, and they're having their nice little back and forth with Olenna Tyrell showing why she is the Queen of Thorns, and Cersei defiantly saying, "Look, I don't care if you're running away. I'm not running away. I will stay here. I will be the one ruling." Blah 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 blah. And Olenna Tyrell's like, "Yeah, okay, well, you're a damn fool." But the question that we have here is, will Cersei try to form an alliance with the Tyrells in order to defeat the Faith militant? And for this one, I'm going to say no. After the death of her uncle Kevin and also Grand Maester Pycelle, we have Varys who's saying that he is trying to sow discord between the Lannisters and Tyrells, and he will do whatever he has to make sure that the capital is destabilized so that Aegon can make his triumphant waltz through the city. So, yeah, it's no for this one. No, 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 no. But moving right along up north, we have Jon, Sansa, and Davos making their grand tour. First, they start with the wildlings and they're asking them to help, and Jon fails in negotiating, so Tormund comes up and is like, "Hey, look, guys, he saved us, so, be on his side, right?" And so the wildlings are like, "Okay, yeah, sure, we'll roll with you." And then we have them going to Bear Island, meeting with 10-year-old Lyanna Mormont, and Lyanna Mormont is giving Jon and also Sansa the verbal smackdown, but in comes Sir Davos for the save. And then we have him going to the Glovers, and the Glovers are like, "Look, Yeah, House Stark meant something once, but House Stark is dead. And I heard you got wildlings fighting for you. Oh, wait. Oh, you just confirmed you have wildlings fighting for you. Yeah, get the fuck out of my castle. And man, oh man. So now, when they actually do form up the army, it is less than what they need, but they're hoping they can catch the Boltons by surprise. And this gives Sansa the bright idea like, hey, you know what? I turned down those Vale troops before, but I don't think I'm going to do that again. So, yeah, let's let me write a letter to Peter Baelish. Littlefinger Travel Services getting them where they need to be. You know how that goes. So, the question from this one is, will a lack of resources and manpower force John and his allies to seek help from another sector of the Seven Kingdoms? And for this one, I will say no. Since in the books, John does not know that Sansa is even in the Vale, it's going to kind of be hard pressed for him to, just go and ask for resources from another region of the kingdoms. Right now, things are semi peaceful in certain parts of the land, other parts of the land are still in open war. So, you're not going to really ask for resources from outside of your particular region. I mean, right now, yeah, Stannis, and Stannis done already went to all these different houses in the north trying to gather who he could gather for the Battle of Winterfell. And we have to see what's going to happen when Jon Zora High comes back. So, hey, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a question for the ages. Well, not for the ages, just until Winds of Winter comes out. But you already know what I mean. But speaking of other regions of the Seven Kingdoms, let's go back to the Riverlands to talk about the return of Sandor Clegane, the Hound. So we see him with a guy who is called Septon Ray, apparently. I mean, pretty plain name. Never heard of anybody named Ray in the Seven Kingdoms so far, but hey, whatever. So, they're there, they're having their nice little time building a sept. They're all peaceful, and joyful, and kind of hippie flower children, tree hugging and all that. And then in comes Lem Lemoncloak and a couple of members of the Brotherhood without banners on their protection racket. Got any food? Got any weapons? Got any horses? What you got for us? We're protecting the people here, huh? When we have to come and knock some stuff over. You pay up. You pay up to the capos. Capos pay up to the Don. No, you got nothing? Okay. Night is dark and full of terrorists, though. We'll be back. And, yeah. So after this, we see that while Sandor is off chopping firewood for the camp, he returns to a field of slaughter. And this prompts him to go back to his old ways. And boy, oh boy, that man is out for some revenge. Revenge! So there are two questions that need to be asked from this. One, will we get a reveal that Sandor Clegane is actually still alive? And come on, man, I think we all know the answer to this one. There's way too much evidence to say no, so of course you must say yes. Yes! I know, yeah, I'm going crazy right now. But yeah, look, there's way too much evidence that the Grave Digger is Sandor Clegane, and so we shall have to see when exactly we will get the reveal of this. Now, the next question is, will a slaughter on the Quiet Isle turn Sandor back into the Hound? I mean, look, we know about brigands running around the Riverlands, salt pans, etc., etc. They're doing all kinds of dirty dealings, and it is not cool whatsoever. So, yeah, the question here is, will he just go back to being the man that he was? So this one is a little bit of yes and no. But in terms of him giving up the kind of hippie lifestyle and taking up the sword again, I will say yes. I mean, look, I just don't think you mess with the hound's people. Not if you want to live. No, you just don't do it. It's just not a good look. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think as far as my predictions here. And join me again next week for episode 8. And until then, you know the deal. Rate, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, come back for more. That has been my time, and this is Don Willie saying, Valador Hybris.